Welcome back, folks. Well, guess what we're doing today? Because we need to. We got a lot of stuff going on in this shop. So, going back together with our 10.3 Hemi stroker. As you saw, I did a previous video with the pistons and the rings and everything. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So, we have removed everything on this engine. We have removed the cam, and we literally went through and cleaned the ever-living heck out of it, just to make sure. You gotta remember, we ran our ball hone in these cylinders here. So this thing was completely washed down, and I ran my pressure washer, washed everything down, and literally going through all the oil circuits everywhere with the cam removed, from the top, from the bottom, from the front, and everywhere in between. So I would say this thing, as far as my capability of cleaning it, is pretty darn clean. Probably cleaner than the first time I built it. I remember when I removed the bearings, they really had little wear, but they did have some, and I think that was because of that low oil pressure issue. The crank is absolutely perfect, pristine, just at the same time, same condition as when I installed it originally. We just went through and blew every last bit out of this crank now, using brake clean and flushing it with about 150 pounds of air pressure. So, I want to share with everybody bearings on Hemis, something I just learned. So, there is a difference between the early 5.7 and now you got your 6.4 blocks. You notice this block only has one oil hole for the mains. It's only got one. Well, when I ordered the bearings, I ordered I believe it was I went back with the same brand, ACL, right here. And I ended up ordering, the part number is a 5M2221H-STD, obviously for standard. So here's the difference. This 5M222, and then with the 1 and the H means 1/2 is grooved. But I didn't realize there is a 5M220. So the 0 and the 2. Well, when I looked at Summit, they didn't have any of the zeros, but they had the 2. Well, when I got them, I got these bearings. Look what we've got. We've got 2 oil holes here. So great. Now I gotta order another set of bearings. Well, not so fast. I called Molnar, and outstanding for customer service from Molnar. And Ed, I believe, is the gentleman I spoke to, and Ed has built lots of engines. An older gentleman and has a plethora of knowledge. Here's the thing. You can use the 2009 and later bearing, main bearing, that has the double holes. You can use these on the early block. However, you can't use the older style main bearing with only 1 hole on a later block. And don't know if I've got the other one of those bearings in here. Yeah, there's one there. So here, this is, and this thing's, I mean, it doesn't has barely any wear on it, but I digress. So look at the difference. You can use this bearing on the older style blocks. However, you cannot use the older style bearing, obviously, on the newer style blocks because of the improved oiling circuit, what Ed told me on the 2009 and later Hemi blocks. He said they went in and they improved the oiling on them. So I didn't know that. Actually, he's somewhat of an expert connoisseur on oil circuits on all engines. And I didn't know. He really educated me on a lot of these oil circuits, especially on the older legacy engines that we build here. So we're going to move forward, and these are standard. They are ACL performance bearings. I believe they're coated. Not sure, but this is going to be what we're going with. Same dimensions, everything. It's a standard. Now, on the stroker 5.7, at least mine, on the Molnar rod bearings, it uses a small block Chevy size rod bearing. I guess for the commonality, which is a good thing, right? Which is, I guess, the 2.2 journal. But anyway, we're moving forward. Just want to make sure everybody knew the difference. And yes, you're going to see we have the extra oil hole, but obviously it's going to be covered. Not going to make any difference. So you have an upper and you have a lower. The upper is the one that's grooved. So that's where we're. Now, one thing's real easy to forget on these Gen 3 Hemis, and I'm sure LS's are probably similar. I'm not sure on Coyotes, but these are your thrust bearing halves, and they only go in on the front and the back and the upper, basically by the upper main bearing into the block. So they're marked front and rear. So obviously, what you want is when this goes in, I'm going to put it in like this, and obviously it's going to be facing the crankshaft. Same way with this one here. I put it in, it's going to go this way, and it's going to be facing the crankshaft. So just make sure you got it thrust in the right position. So I was wondering what was going on. I had to thrust the crankshaft. So now I got the front end, now I'm going to put the rear end, but I'm going to thrust the crankshaft. See there? Now we're going to she goes. Make sure not to hit the. Okay, here's the stud kit for my 5.7 Hemi. It's 244-5400. This is, I'm assuming, for the 2005 to or 2003 to 2008. So I called ARP out of California yesterday. Come here, I'm covering all my bases here. They said there's no stretch. You just do it in 3 equal increments up to 100 foot-pounds. So we've got a chart. I've got one from, tells you the sequence. So we'll do it in, say, 35, 70, and then we'll do 100. Now, here's another thing. They tell you, and I spoke to them yesterday, side cap bolts. We're going to torque these first, then we're going to install our side cap bolts. You make sure, and they tell you, I don't know that I did this first time because I don't see any remnants of silicone, but I didn't have any leaks. It's weird, but they do tell you to make sure to put some RTV between the washer and the block. So when we get to that, we'll do that and we'll show you, but I'm gonna make sure there's no oil on this, it's dry. We'll put silicone under the washers for the side cap bolts, and they're torqued to All right, we're putting our last piston in, but this is what I want to show everybody on these oil control rings on these low retention style pistons. No matter how many times you try to get it right, you just got to make sure right before you put this thing in. Look at this, I can put my finger in here. The spring is always trying to pop out. So I can kind of see there. So you want to make sure that thing is not overlapping, and that's what happened to me last time. That thing was overlapping and I didn't see it. So what happened is it damaged that thing. So I got to pull this thing back, and it is such a little, I mean a little bitty groove. See right there? It was overlapping. And when you do that, what I just did, you better be careful because those little bitty hair diameter end rail rings, they will pop out. So now I'm in. But I'm going to sit here, and if I can't get it to spring like I want it to do, I'm going to make sure that this is right before I put my sleeve on this thing. I'm going to run around this thing, see if I can feel anything with my fingernail, anywhere where that thing could have popped out, and it hasn't. Okay, so I'm even using my magnifying glass on this thing just to make sure that everything is in there as it's supposed to be. Something else. When I get this sleeve in there, I think we just showed on the video, I get the skirt started with the sleeve, and I should be able to I can push this in with my thumbs. It gets to the top, maybe just to tap, but if you have to put any kind of excessive tapping on this thing, you better stop what you're doing. This is not like the old style ring bags. This thing, you just put little bitty love taps on it at most. Because if you're having to tap it, give it some pretty good taps, something's wrong. And that's generally 101, right? Even with the old ones, but this is at a different level. These little bitty, and it's probably because these are custom pistons, part of it. So I don't like I get it that they're trying to squeeze all the horsepower and everything out of it, but it is useless. Like right there, I can feel, yep, right there. I've got an oil control ring already trying to pop out. So let me turn this thing where you can see it. Yep, right there. See? So when you try to fix the oil control ring, okay, now it just went in. These things are finicky as hell. And I'm sure, you know, other people do this with no problem. But you better make damn sure that spring is not overlapping anywhere, because it's so easy. And then when you fix it, you pull the end rail out with it. So the sleeve is bottomed out. So I'm just going to give it by hand. There it goes. All right, didn't even have to tap it, okay? That's how you got to treat these things. Okay. Don't forget to put your side caps in, your side bolts in. And what ARP tells you, they want you to put some silicone. I put some gray RTB. It's what it seems like most people I see use. Put that under the washer, between the washer and the block. And these are only torqued to 25 foot-pounds. So we're gonna get these torqued. So we're gonna go, you know, cross, start in the middle, then go the outside crossways. But they're only 25 foot-pounds. Okay, so these rod bolts are made by ARP for Molnar. I call them Molnar because I thought, well, I'm probably gonna have to get a new set of rod bolts because they're stretch. Molnar said I can reuse these bolts. They're made, they say Molnar on them, and I believe they say ARP on them. So I called them, they said, no, you're good to go. You don't have to buy another set. And the instructions on these are you torque them to 30 foot-pounds, and then you're gonna stretch them or turn them. We're gonna have our degree wheel for our torque wrench, and we're gonna stretch them to, well, stretch or basically turn them another 60 degrees. So Molnar said we could reuse these. I trust them, so that's what we're doing. So that's the conclusion on the Hemi. I hope everybody learned something. Biggest thing learned is the main bearings on your early Hemi, 2003 to 2008. Old style blocks have the one hole. 2009 up had the second hole on the main bearings. So these pistons went in super easy. Yes, we're about to degree the cam, going back and leaving no stone unturned. But yes, progress on our Hemi. Thank God. Feeling very, very good about this. Each one of these pistons I was able to put in with my thumbs, just lightly tapping with my piston hammer. It's already put up, but yeah, that's what I learned on these new retention, low retention piston rings. So next time you see this, we may do another video of timing the cam. I don't think anybody's gonna get anything out of that, but we will have our heads here pretty soon, and we'll be going back up with this and getting it back on the test stand. So thanks to everybody for joining us on our Hemi journey, and please like, share, and subscribe, and we're doing our best. So everybody have a great weekend. Thanks everybody.